Two space station astronauts tackling challenging spacewalk. Space station astronauts Anne McClain and Nick Hague floated outside the International Space Station for a planned 6.5-hour spacewalk Friday to install a second set of more powerful lithium-ion batteries in the lab's solar power system. Floating in the station's Quest airlock, the astronauts switched their spacesuits to battery power at 8:01 a.m. EDT. For identification, McClain, call sign F1, is wearing a suit with red stripes and using helmet camera number 20. Hague, F2. The goal of the outing is to finish a job already started by flight controllers using the station's robot arm, replacing 6 massive nickel-hydrogen batteries on the port, or left, side of the station's power truss with 3 more powerful 300-pound lithium-ion batteries. McClain and Hague will install 75-pound adapter plates needed to tie the new batteries into the station's electrical grid and to provide mounting points where 2 of the older units can be stored. The others will be if all goes well. McClain and newly arrived crewmate Christina Koch will carry out the second battery replacement EVA next Friday to install another set of 3 lithium-ion batteries and adapter plates on the port inboard truss. In so doing, McClain and Koch will become the 13th and 14th women to walk in space since cosmonaut Svetlana Savitskaya became the first in 1984. NASA astronaut McClain and Koch's assignment is partly the result of chance. The batteries originally were to be installed last fall, but the work was delayed by a variety of issues and a desire by NASA management to give more of the agency's astronauts spacewalk experience. The station's solar array truss stretches the length of a football field and features 8 huge solar wings, 4 on each end arranged in pairs. The arrays power the station's myriad systems when the lab is in sunlight and, at the same time, they recharge 4 sets of massive batteries mounted in integrated electronics assemblies, or IEAs. When the station moves,
Raindrop, drop top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.